This is Mark Lowry and this is Tactical Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about defending corners. It's a really interesting situation in the game where different opinions allow for different ideas in the box. Some people like to go completely zonal, which means nobody's marking, players just have a zone that they need to protect, and when guys run into their zone, they pick them up. Other teams of the coaches like to go completely man for man and make sure everybody's marked all over the field and deal with it like that. I actually like to go half and half. I like to have 3 or 4 zones across the 6, usually inside the posts, inside the goal, and then 4 or 5 guys marking. Now, contrary to popular belief, I actually mark with my smaller guys and my bigger guys here in the zones. If you watch Man City or Liverpool defend corners, the top teams in the world, they use their defenders here, and their smaller guys here become almost blockers. Not necessarily markers, but blockers. So all their goal is to stop this guy from running through and having a clear header, and then ultimately one of the big centre-backs is going to come through and win the ball and clear it. It's a method I like to use. So generally your smaller guys attacking players are marking, and I'll get on to why in a second. And then your bigger defenders, preferably if you play in a back 4, can you use your 4 defenders in a line? If you're a back 3, maybe use your 3 defenders, have an extra marker, that's fine as well. Now, reason being I like my attackers here marking is because when it gets crossed in, if we can clear it, now my attackers are high enough up the field to go and get out and pressure it, to win it back and start a counter-attack. Another reason why I like my attackers here and my defenders is this zone, because a lot of goals from corners are not scored on the first ball, but they're scored on a clearance that's put back into the box, what we call a secondary phase. So as we clear it out to them and we exit the box, my attackers go pressure the ball. Now my 4 defenders get out to the edge, and now they are in their familiar positions as a back 4 or back 3, whatever you play, to now defend a ball that comes back in. So I have my right back, my left back, and my 2 centre backs already in position, organised, ready to defend, and that comes back in. Quite often you will see coaches and other teams use maybe a forward here as a front zone. Often teams will put their number 9 here. Their number 9 might be a little bit bigger, so he does fit this from a profile standpoint. But what you find with number 9s and forwards, particularly attacking players, when this ball comes in and gets cleared, this number 9 now leaves and goes back to his position, meaning that on the secondary phase back in, you now have an open space which the opposition could get into and get a free header. So all those things are really important. Don't just assess and analyze the actual corner. You need to think about what happens next. When we clear it, what happens? Who gets out and presses the ball? Who's ready to defend the ball that comes back in? All those things are massively important when thinking about defending set pieces. Obviously, you have short corners that teams do a lot of as well. Who do you want going out and dealing with this situation? Once again, a lot of people will send an attacker, a winger maybe, a forward out here to defend because they think he's not going in. But also, that guy might not be a very good 1v1 defender. So I like to send my fullbacks out here. So if I have my right back, centre back, and left back here, my right back will go out and I deal with this situation. When I have my 3 defenders here now, even I deal with this. Now my right back is more accustomed to being in this situation in the game, where he might have to go 1v1 and defend here. So I put players in positions where they're more familiar, which I think is really important. Not just defending with the ball coming in, but if it's a short corner, if we clear it and it becomes a second phase ball that comes back in, all those things need to be assessed and looked at when thinking about how you want to set your team up to defend a corner.